Hello everyone, my name's Cliff Chandler. Today you've got Steve Glaser on the call as well, and we're just going to be introducing MobeX for Teams to you today. Won't keep you a lot of time. I mean, basically we're going to just run over the actual MobeX for Teams and then show you the resource page, how to set up the resource page, and then a few Q&A. Anything that we catch you can't answer in a day, we'll take away and get back to you. So starting now, let's click on my screen. Okay, what is MobeX for Teams? Well, it's a very cost-efficient Teams voice application. Okay, it's designed it's about saving the customer money, or actually introducing an area where you can make a little bit off of those the Teams environment as well. We've introduced MobeX for Teams as part of the MobeX suite. Okay, so it is actually included now within the suite of products. So obviously within the suite, MobeX suite, you get MobeX Web, you get MobeX Plus for mobile, that's your iOS, OS and Android, you've already seen that. You also get MobeX Click to Dial, and that's through your Chrome extensions. So you can actually just click and dial from the little telephone icon as well. You get MobeX UC, which is a client, which we've been developing a little while now, and we're sort of adding more and more to that as well. And also now you get MobeX for Teams. So how much does Teams cost? Well, we scraped this off of the MS website just a little while ago, and obviously it's showing you that depending obviously where you get these from, that it's going to cost the customer £7.70 every month, paid yearly, annual subscription, auto renews, etc. That's £7.70 for this voice license, phone team standard, and also you might have an integration license, and that integration license could cost, well, cost trade, you know, £2.50 up to £3. And if you add those two together, the customer could be paying between, say, £11 and £12 just to have the Teams telephony. Okay, so again, £7.70 plus an integration license, if it's there, means that that's an awful lot of cost to the customer. And of course, on top of that, you've got the VoIP service cost as well. So it is quite expensive. If you've got Operator Connect or direct routing, you've got that license to pay as well. But MobeX for Teams is now included in the MobeX license that you're already paying for. Okay. We've got a customer that's just via a partner that's actually got 251 Teams licenses, voice team licenses. They'll be transferring over very shortly. If you take those costs between £11–12, say 10, circa, they say £10.50, they'll be saving £2,936 a month. Okay, or a month on that service, just by actually transferring through to MobeX for Teams. So a massive saving to the customer. It also gives you the opportunity, because it's included in your cost, and it's literally down to you how you actually sort of give this a value, you know, because it's obviously included free of charge. So if you want to uplift any pricing, that would be something that's is literally down to you. But we give it to you free of charge, or let's say included in the MobeX price. Well, how do we set it up? It's very straightforward. You go to your NTalk portal or your portal, you log on, and then you go to commerce customers. So you go to your customers, you go to that particular customer, and within the actual first page setup, you allow the CRM UC integration. It's a setting on the first page of the customer, and in there you change that CRM and UC integration from no to a yes. And that will allow you to get access to the MobeX UC client, which you need. Once you've actually done that, that's all you need to do. And obviously, you're going to give access, that MobeX access to those extensions. But then what you do is you move over to the Microsoft environment. Now, obviously, if they've got a new environment, they could be using just literally Microsoft Teams Basic. They could be using other services or other levels from Microsoft. But what we're looking at here is you go to the actual Microsoft Teams. Down the bottom, you've got the Teams app. Okay, that's the little cross with the word apps on the left-hand side, bottom left-hand side of the black screen. And you click on that. Once you've clicked on that, you go to search and you search for MobeX. Once you've found that, you can add and install the actual MobeX application. So you're going into the Teams environment, accessing MobeX and just pressing add, because you've already turned it on the portal on the system. Once you've done that, you can it will download, but you will get a screen that pops up saying that you will need MobeX UC. If you haven't got it already, it's going to ask you to download it. And you just click the download here sign, and it will download the MobeX UC app for you. You'll also get, for those who are aware, you'll get that sort of 6-digit multi-factor code that actually comes through that you to your email that you would have to use to activate the application. Okay, that's your security. And once you've actually done that, the actual UC application pops into life. It literally is as simple as that. So a customer could literally follow this through fairly easy once you've actually set that up. So MobeX UC needs to be running, and it sits in the background. Okay, so it is MobeX UC that actually receives the call and takes the call. It's the thing that can actually transfer and hold, etc. So it's actually sitting in the background. But the customer, effectively, all they're seeing is that when they click on a number or dial a number, the application is dialing out, or if a call comes in, they can actually answer, and it's just part of Teams. It looks like it's embedded into the Teams application. Right, once you've actually got the MobeX activated, you'll see the dial pad. You can see part of the screen here. It's got the dial pad that pops up. We've got it in dark mode because it fits in with that Teams dark mode as well, and it could be light mode. See that in a second. What you can actually do is using the 3 little buttons, the 3 little dots, click on that, and you can drag the MobeX or reorder the MobeX into the Teams tray or menu on the left hand side, and you can pin that to that menu. Okay, that means you haven't got the Teams call button. That disappears. You can just drop that out of the way. So when you click on that MobeX symbol, your dial pad appears and you can see your contacts, missed call lists, and other bits and pieces. So very straightforward to actually just set up. Okay, so just literally go to the 3 dots, drag the MobeX symbol up and pin it. Job done. Right, and now you can actually use this dial pad instead of the Teams dial pad, which is embedded. Now, a lot of customers have got Teams Mobile. Now, if you've got Teams Mobile, you still need those licenses. But in this case, you can get rid of that as well, because what you can do is you can go to the Teams application, the Teams Mobile application. You go onto the 3 buttons more. You select the apps and you click on MobeX. MobeX, because your use is already activated, it will actually bring up this interface, yeah, dark mode or light mode. All right, but it will actually bring up this interface, which is your MobeX. And then what you can do is you can reorder the call button just by moving MobeX into the bottom tray. So that is now the way you actually use it. You can now dial from here. This little button, this little arrow, drags in your contacts and your missed call list from the right-hand side. So your Teams mobile app now turns into a MobeX app, utilizing the Teams capability. So just as before, you've got the ability to obviously chat and do your calendar invites, etc. from Teams. That doesn't disappear. That all stays the same. Okay, so but now what you've done is just using MobeX. Effectively MobeX Plus instead of Teams. Now, we've also built this into the Touch. Many of you would have actually seen our MobeX Touch, which has got the new MobeX, it fires up as standard, but we was also asked if we could do work with Teams as well, and it's done in exactly the same way. You can fire up in this Android tablet, for instance, you can actually go to Teams, download the Teams application, move across to the three little buttons, activate MobeX in exactly the same manner as you've done before, and then this will bring up a team screen. This will actually dial pad. When you dial from here, it opens up the MobeX application, which you're familiar with, and you can then you can add and make and receive calls from that application. So very easy to set up. Once you've obviously got your Microsoft account, you go into the three dots and just download MobeX and activate it. Very simple and straightforward. Now, just going back to a few things, this is really about a cost exercise. This is about, we see it's quite exciting. We have included it in the MobeX suite. Some of our competitors, I'm not going to say they require additional services. They might require additional SIP trunks, and it seems to add a lot of cost. You don't need to do that on us with us. It's just part of that MobeX extension, if you like. So once you've actually got those, it's quite a cost saving, and it's fairly integrated. Actually, we spent a lot of time working with Microsoft to get it right. Okay. So where can you find out all this? Lots of information about MobeX. Well, you can go to www.mobex.app, and if I click on that now, you can see that we've got a page. Here it is up here. Okay, and on this page, you can actually just cursor through. Yeah, you can see the MobeX Touch, the MobeX suite itself. But if you look at the solutions, you can see MobeX for Teams, MobeX UC, Click to Dial, MobeX Web, MobeX Touch, MobeX Mobile. And this is very much a resource page that doesn't have any NTA there. So if I click on MobeX for Teams, it will take you to the screen, tell you a little bit about it. Here it is. Okay, so you can take all this information from this page. If you want to get it now, what this does, this Get It Now button, I just click on it, it actually takes you to the MobeX, the Microsoft Store, obviously, because it's actually an application. And if you get it now, that will take you to the store to get the application. Okay, moving back to the MobeX for Teams, I can also look at downloads. So again, rather than hunting for what link you use and so on and so forth, you can now just go to the different applications for MobeX Android, MobeX iOS, MobeX Web, the Teams. There's a new integration with Teams. Then you've got your Click to Dial, install MobeX UC, and all these applications are actually here. As you can get to those applications from clicking on these buttons. Below that, you've also now got all the sales material. You're going to have this on your portals anyway, but you've got the MobeX Suite brochure, for instance, and pitch decks, the touch brochure. Have we got the Teams? There's the Teams brochure in here. If I let's have a quick look at that one. There's MobeX for Teams. All right, and of course, remember that if you're white labeled and branded, we can get these done for you as well. Right, but it gives you a lot more information. Of course, we're always promoting the MobeX Touch product, but we've included the product in this suite. It's really about a cost exercise. One that saves the customer money. That means you've got a lot of customer retention. You've also got the ability to maybe lift that price slightly to add Teams if you wish. But again, it comes from us free of charge. Steve, have you got anything to add there, mate?
No, I think it's just reiterating the point that this is the third way of doing Teams. So there was direct routing, which is the first one, which came out in 2020, and then they had Operator Connect. Both of those need the Teams license, the Teams voice license, the Teams operator license, the Teams telephone license. I've heard it called many things over the last few years. This means you don't have to have that. And if you're already using MobeX, you have this for free already. It literally is just download it, and it can be working in 10 minutes. One of the issues Teams has is if you make any changes to it using Microsoft, it can take up to 24 hours for a dial pad to appear. If you go onto Teams now and download the MobeX within the Teams environment, that'll be with you immediately, and that speeds the whole thing up. This is going to be quite an interesting fight now. I think the opportunity is to go to people who may have had Teams calling or Teams voice in the dark days of COVID and now realise they're spending a fortune on it. £7.70 is a massive amount, where most people are paying 10, 15, 20 £5 for a hosted license. An extra £7 on top of that is a huge amount. So I think it's worth reiterating that point. Sorry, sorry, someone messaging me at the same time, but not to do with this. No, that's it from me.